Alright guys, let's do a bow and then let's get running round.
Yes, good hustle, keep it going.
Are we listening? Are we listening?
So you're wearing the jumper, I noticed as well.
Yeah.
Starting to turn, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
I got to 9:30 last night and I was like, it's pitch black.
Yeah, I thought that. It was about like 8 o'clock or something. I thought, oh, it's actually like getting dark.
It's the first moment of like, oh, it's just starting to slip, innit?
Yeah, it's still summer though. It's August.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, but it's just that first moment of like, oh, I've just noticed that difference.
Thing is, we've had really hot Septembers.
Yeah, we have.
Like, my birthday's in September, and like, there's been a few over the last sort of 5 or 6 years where it's been like 30 degrees, like almost every day.
Your 40th was
it's
crazy.
Yeah,
it was like proper midsummer day, wasn't it?
Yeah. So it's still time.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm always hanging on to summer as long as you can. So this whole like accepting the autumn and I love the changing leaves and the different colours.
Bullshit.
It's just different colours of death.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Everything's dying. Why are you excited about? Oh, I love pumpkin spice and put a jumper on. When it gets fuck off.
Diabetes.
Honestly, you're lying to yourself. Diabetes. You're lying to yourself. Summer is the best.
Yeah, if it was summer all year round, I'd love it. Like global warming, I'm all about it.
Definitely. If
Bring
we're
it on.
If we're gonna go if we're gonna die in a ball of fire, let's go for it. But we'll have to have some banging summers.
Yeah.
Then we'll die.
You got to make the most of it. You got to look at the positives.
Yeah.
If the planet's getting hotter, great. It's going to be sunny. I'm going to get a great tan.
Yeah, exactly. And you and I, we need that.
Exactly.
You know, for once all the freckles are gonna join up, and we're gonna look tanned.
Finally tanned. Welcome
once again.
It's been a bit of a quiet couple of weeks, really. We recorded one last week. I say recorded. I mean, it did record, but we didn't plug the microphone in. I was wondering why it looked so quiet, but we didn't plug the microphone in.
So evaluation has been.
I think that's the first time we've ever done that.
Yeah, it is.
We've made lots of mistakes over the last 35 episodes.
It's all going to go in the memoirs.
But
mate.
yeah, that's a new one.
Yeah. I think we both fucked up that week. I forgot the lights because they were in the boot of the other car.
Yeah, so it would have been like a weird, dark, moody episode as well. So
we could have had some jazz playing or something.
Could have.
You know what I mean, but they wouldn't have heard it.
No,
you guys wouldn't have heard it.
we would have.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, a little tap. Yeah, but yeah, here we are, lit up and hopefully sound working.
Yes,
Wired for sound.
Derek J. Moneyberg. I don't know if he's got a J in his middle name.
He should have. It's quite a story.
It is, isn't it? It's a weird one. You know, I teach. So Derek J. Moneyberg.
Fill everyone in.
Millionaire. Maybe billionaire. I feel like a millionaire is not really a thing anymore, is it?
Yeah.
Like, no one says like, "Oh, I'm a millionaire."
Yeah.
Like, obviously, if they told me that, I'd be like, "Wow, that's amazing."
Yeah,
But,
totally.
like, people like in America more so probably.
Yeah.
People are like, "Yeah, I'm a billionaire." So let's just say he's a billionaire.
He's a rich entrepreneur.
He's a
isn't
fucking rich bloke.
Yeah.
or so it seems. Maybe he isn't. And he's got his black belt in like 3 years, I think.
It's
it
3.5.
3.5. Yeah. And he sort of does one-to-ones with all the biggest guys in the world, like Gordon, Mikey Musumeci. I think he got his black belt from the fuck's the guy called?
Jake Shields, wasn't it?
Jake Shields, and maybe someone else. Like a
collab.
Yeah, like in conjunction with someone else. I can't remember who anyway. Yeah, and sort of, quite rightly, the jiu-jitsu community is suspicious. I was going to say they're up in arms. They are, but they're suspicious.
Yeah.
He's obviously got some big names attached to him, but the suspicion is that maybe he paid for his belts. Maybe he's getting that belt because he's kind of paid a lot of money to the right people. Mm-hmm. Maybe not specifically like, I'm going to give you $1 million and you give me a black belt. Maybe it's not that shady, but maybe it's like, well, you've been paying me like, I don't know, £1,000 for a one-to-one twice a week for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Here's a black belt.
Yeah.
I don't know. No one knows the ins and outs of it, really. But is he legit?
I mean, is there any footage of him training?
There is some footage knocking around.
Right.
It doesn't look great.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? He's not a Mendes brother.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of it's hard to know whether he's like drilling. I think a lot of it's like him drilling moves and things like that, and it all looks a bit clunky.
Right.
I think he's sort of said that, you know, he's like, because the best thing about this whole thing is he's really active. Like Gordon, he's really active in the comments.
Right. Okay.
So like if people are like slagging him off, he'll just be like right in there, which is hilarious. But yeah, he'll sort of say, "Oh, that was from when I was like a white belt." And it's like, okay, maybe.
But then let's see some footage of him training now.
Yeah, and as far as I'm aware, he only trains with the black belts that are coaching him.
Okay.
So for me, that like raises a sort of concern, because I've had one-to-ones over the year where people have only trained with me, and I always encourage them to go to the classes, because I think there's a different stimulus that you get from training with people your own ability, or maybe slightly better than you, or slightly worse.
Definitely.
You need all of it. Sweet spot.
Yeah.
Training with someone that is like so much better than you, it is okay, and you do get something from it. And if they're good at dialing it down and giving you the right stimulus, then you can benefit from it. But I still think you need that like rolling with your peers, essentially, to like really get that development.
Because it's not real otherwise, is it?
In a way. Yeah, you're dialing it down. Like when I have a one-to-one with a guy and he's a white belt, and I sort of dial it down to an appropriate level. And so we have some good back and forths. And he is getting better, but I think he would get more better if he did the classes as well as, and actually he went off and did some judo classes, because it was just worked with his like schedule and things like that, and he'd use the things that in like the groundwork portions of the judo. We've done quite a lot of stand-up as well. So in some ways he has gone away and rolled with other people, and he comes back and tells me what happens, and that is really beneficial for him, I think. I'd love him to get to the classes at the gym, but I just don't think it works with his lifestyle and things like that. But I still stand by the fact, and I say this to him, like, you know, the sweet spot would be doing one-to-ones and also going to classes. You know what I mean? Because like, then you're getting, you know, that real feel, as it were. That girlfriend experience.
It's like, you know, it's like, I guess like boyfriend driving
experience.
Boyfriend, it's 2025, isn't it? Could be.
It's mostly blokes as well. So
it's more likely.
More of a boyfriend experience.
That's fine.
Do you think boyfriends beat each other up, like wrestle? Do you think two gay blokes
I think
like
it's probably
wrestle like in their spare time just for like lols?
I think probably some of them do. I think it's probably a lot more of a
Not as
physical
a sexual thing.
No, I think it's probably way more of a physical relationship. We've said this before. I think like it's going to be way more of a simple relationship compared to like a man and a woman. We're just simple creatures, aren't we?
Yeah.
Just whether we're whatever our sexual preferences, we're men are more simple creatures.
Yeah.
I'm treading very carefully. every statement I'm thinking, totally. I'm
nearly stuck on a landmine.
I'm avoiding claymores left and right.
It's a proximity mine.
Oh God.
Yes. Anyway, sorry about that digression. Moneyberg. So yeah, I mean, it does raise other questions of, like, let's say that it did happen and he did get that legitimately.
No. Let's say that he paid for it. Let's say
just
that
outright. I'm going to give you $1 million.
Or even that he's just been paying them and he got it because he's been paying the money, sort of thing, as opposed to his skills. Yeah. So that obviously, if that is the case, that does cheapen the belt, doesn't it?
Yeah,
quite a lot.
Well, it cheapens the belt, obviously, but also it really damages the person's integrity who gave it to you, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the main problem here, isn't it?
Well, and it damages their integrity because that kind of a move damages jiu-jitsu ranking as a whole in a way, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
You know, like to use another analogy, like Gareth from Gym 01, shout out to Gym 01. He's a black belt in karate, or karate as you might say.
Karate. That's a northern form of karate.
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 Yeah. And he said, he got it years and years ago when it was, it took a lot. Like in jiu-jitsu, it was a very hard thing to achieve. And then it was over the years, people who own gyms, in order to try and keep people there and keep the gyms running, they just kind of promote people probably a bit more quickly, and that kind of sort of got more and more, and it went more and more down that line. And now you can get a black belt in karate in some places for like 4 years.
Yeah.
So it raises the question, and he said this years ago, whether jiu-jitsu will end up like that. whether it will end up like where we'll be saying, oh yeah, you know, I got a black belt when it took a long time, but now you can get it really quickly because there's a bigger proportion of gyms who are just trying to keep the lights on, and they're promoting people quickly, but therefore bit by bit dilutes the whole thing. I
think you're right. I think it does.
It's difficult, isn't it?
I'd be interested because how long would you say was the average? So traditionally, what people say, what's the average time to get a black belt
in jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, what do you think?
15 years?
Yeah, so people generally say 10, 12, 15 years. That's like the average amount of time, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'd be interested to know what it is now. Like if you took like a straw, like you literally went to every academy and said like, name all your black belts, tell me how long it took them to get their black belts, and just took an average.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to know if that's like slipped down below like the 10-year mark. I know not a few gyms. There's definitely a couple of gyms that I've heard of where
you're treading carefully there.
where a proportion of the black belts sort of got theirs in under 10 years.
Right.
But the thing is, I think if the whole culture changes, and let's say the average time is like 7 years, then that is signaling that there is a change and it's getting easier to become a black belt. However, that being said, the more people do it, the more you're going to get like good athletes in the sport.
Yeah.
Traditionally, martial arts was done by kind of weirdos and
in a garage or something.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like traditional
yeah.
martial. No, I'm not all weirdos, obviously.
I know
but
what you
like,
mean.
let's say 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you go into a karate school. It's not like full of like people that could be like NFL linebackers and like fucking rugby, like centre halves and things like that.
It's a bit nerdy.
It's a bit nerdy, yeah. So if you looked at like the genetic profiles of those people, maybe those people aren't the sort of people that you would be picking if you were like a Chinese like assessor going into the schools. Those are the people that wouldn't have been picked for much because they haven't got those athletic genes. Whereas now, if there's like, it's much more popular, you're getting a lot more like potentially elite level athletes going into the sport. It kind of makes sense that they would get their black belts quicker.
Yeah.
Because they're like dedicated, they've just got that mindset of like, I'm just going to grind, I'm going to train, I'm going to look at it methodically, learn. I've got the genetics, I'm fast, I'm explosive, I'm big, I've got good cardio. That person probably is going to get their black belt in 3 to 7 years. Like look at Josh Saunders in America.
Yeah.
He got his black belt in, I think it was like 4 or 5 years, something like that. It might have been less, it might have been 3 years. I can't remember.
He was brown belt at 3, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and then it wasn't long before he got his black belt. But legit, like he got to ADCC finals. Like he did pretty well. He had some tight matches with Penna and things like that. So you can't deny him. But he came from a background of rugby.
Yeah.
And he was playing for a pro rugby team. And he was a good player in that pro rugby team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so the more people like that come in, it kind of makes sense that the black belt is going to get achieved quicker.
Yeah. I mean, look at, even at our level, look at Corey. Shout out to Corey Kent. He 2022, he was a white belt.
Yes.
And he's just got his brown belt.
That's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really? I don't know that.
Yeah.
But I mean, fair play, because like the guys out there, southern black belts, like competing all the time.
Dedicated.
All the time. And smashing people.
Yeah.
Like,
and getting better all the
legit.
time.
So like that is fair. And if he got his black belt in a year's time, I would be like, mate, fair enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he's fucking good.
Yeah, it's undeniable.
So
isn't
that is a good example of that.
Yeah.
But like, I think as a whole, if it got to the point, let's say in 10 years' time, and you're at the pub having a drink, or you've met a new person, they're like, oh, you're a jiu-jitsu black belt. And you're like, yeah. He's like, oh, yeah, like, my cousin's a black. I got like 3 nephews who are black belts, and like, you know, like I play fight with them and I just fuck them up. Like, and they're adults, but like, and you're like, yeah, like it's been, like that's not, like my black belt isn't the same as that. But like,
let's have a roll.
Yeah, it's hard to like get that across to someone unless they come down and train. It's like, oh no, our gym's different to that. And they're like, oh yeah, of course.
I know,
it is, mate.
right? It's,
you know, and then
a difficult one.
you're in that realm of like, because if someone said to me, I'm a karate black belt, I would be like, all right, mate.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, no, our gym's like really like serious. Like we beat the fuck out of each other.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, definitely.
But like there are some legit like Shotokan and Kyoshi, whatever it is, like gyms out there where they're fucking hard people.
Yeah.
And like if you like trying to stand up, they beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
So, you know, that does happen. Obviously it does exist. So
yeah, I guess that's the one saving grace for our sport is that we can, I think most places, apart from, you know, stuff like the Moneyberg thing and like the Machado celebrity thing, that everyone spars and goes full blast. Whereas when you're striking, not everyone does that, do they? And there's levels.
You can't.
Exactly, because you're just going to get injured.
You know what? We've at the gym, Gary, isn't it? The Thai boxing instructor.
Yeah.
Legit Thai boxing instructor, and probably one of the most legit Thai boxing instructors. I imagine he'd probably be blushing if I was like blowing his trumpet like this. But like sweet guy, but like really well thought of, trained, Thailand, all this sort of stuff. Does like the traditional sort of style of Thai boxing, which he sort of says like includes a lot of stuff that isn't in the sport because it's just like very, very violent.
It's very brutal.
Yeah, very like and it's all stuff that
Thai Baran, I think it is.
Right.
I think that's what it is.
But when you explain it, it's like, eye pokes or like strikes to the larynx or like elbowing into the collarbone and stuff.
It does sound a bit like Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah. But that being said, I've kind of watched him doing his 1-to-1s and stuff like that and teaching. And he was doing one with one of the kickboxing instructors, and they were doing like stick. They had one and then two sticks that were about like that long, I'd say. Fairly sort of thick, like a walking stick, and they were moving around, practicing how to use those. And I've always been interested in like stick fighting because I feel like as an addition to like a grappling sort of arsenal, like in real life, like being at like having access, just being able to pick up a stick and use it really effectively, would be like if you talk about like knife defense, generally we're like
run,
just
run away.
But if you have a stick, I think that kind of changes in a way. Obviously, like we're talking about like someone's like trying to rob you with a knife, let's say, and they've got a knife, you can see it.
Yeah.
Now what do we do? Like obviously, if they walk up and shank you in the back when you didn't know they were there, your stick's useless.
Fuck.
But like, I feel like if you have a stick in your hand, like you could legitimately defend against a knife.
You can block a lot of stuff.
You can fucking beat the.
Beat
them, smack them in the head, like hit them in the hands.
Poke in.
Like you've got a bit of a distance, sort of marker.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with this, but I was watching him and I was thinking like a lot of the stuff that you sort of think, maybe, but like in like the melee of a fight, if you're well trained and just like fucking stamping on the side of someone's knee, like poking them in the eye, like all these things which we kind of scoff at, but I think there is some benefit to that stuff. Like if you're used to being in them, and obviously you don't do that in practice, but if you've just drilled it so much and you're used to combat anyway, because maybe you grapple or you do Thai boxing, that kind of thing, just adding in those other little details like in the melee of a fight, you could really fuck someone up.
Definitely. And being used to the energy of a fight. Not obviously we're not fighting at the gym, but we're used to the fight of, well, when you're a white belt, you're in that fight or flight, aren't you? But you're used to the intensity of someone coming at you and trying to get hold of your neck and your arms and, and hold you down, and you're used to. So I think even if you get a grappler that's never punched anyone, if you get in an altercation with some dude, some drunk dude, you're going to have an advantage in terms of reaction speed, your calmness in that kind of moment, and also your ability to get hold of them and there was a fight kicked off and we were away with the family in Cornwall in a pub. It was so funny. It's just two dickheads and me and Ben were just sat in this pub, and these two dogs, one guy walked past with a dog and he started having a go at this other dog, Labrador and a Jack Russell, and they went, wah, wah, wah. And then the owner of the Jack Russell, like a bit of an older guy, probably looked like maybe 45-ish, something like that, pulled his dog back.
Older guy.
I know. I'm 46 as well.
Say.
Well, it didn't say it was a bad thing.
Okay.
And he stood up and was like, "Fucking sort your dog out." And the younger guy, he was just like, "Fuck you!" And it turned into this like completely like 9-volt brain thing. It's just two dogs doing what dogs do. Just fucking pull your dog back and move along. And he's just like, "Fuck you!" And this younger guy said, "Fuck off, you dickhead." I was like, "You what?" He's like, "I called you a dickhead." And he was like, "Oh," and then. And
was this all in like a Cornish accent as well?
No, they were both northern.
Okay.
There was loads of northerners for some reason. And so the dude A was here, the older dude. Dude B was walking past like this and walked out the door, which was here. We were sitting here, me and Ben. And it all kicked off. And then after that had all happened, the guy was like, "You what?" He's like, "Oh, fuck, I said this to you." And then after the guy had gone, then the older dude decided to get up and stomp towards the door. Like, "Dave, leave it. And he's like... And 2 or 3 times this happened. He went and sat back down, got because clearly, like, in the verbal altercation, he came off worse. Right. So he was like trying to prove that he was like, you know, all this bravado. And I was just watching like, fucking hell. And Ben was a bit like, and I was like, don't worry about it, mate. It's fine. They're just being idiots.
Yeah.
But I noticed something in myself in that moment. Like, you don't see many fights like that. Things like that kick off really in life, do you? You know, unless, I don't know. I don't anyway these days. And it was like, I was completely calm. Because I thought, if this spills over here, it'll be fine. You know, we're just, it's not like we're going to get involved or anything, but I've you know, I'm used to the intensity of that kind of thing, you know. Whereas before I did jiu-jitsu, I'd have been a bit like, hell, you know.
Flight or flight, just kicking in.
Yeah, just, come over here, you know, or whatever. And it was interesting to feel that, you know. And I tried to explain it to Ben a little bit. So I just, don't worry about it. It's just them, this is just what happens. You know, we, trying to include him, I was like, we're martial artists, you know, we're used to the intensity of a fight. So if anything did kick off, you'd have a bit of an advantage. And trying to just boost him up a little bit.
Difficult for a kid though, because they're so small.
Totally, yeah. And there's these two blokes.
But
you could see he was a bit like freaked out by it. But it was just interesting that I kind of noticed that in myself. I was so much calmer than maybe the last time I saw something like that, which is before I started jiu-jitsu, you know?
I remember in Guildford, this is when I was probably maybe I was blue belt. No, it was probably 3-stripe white belt.
Big boy shit.
Been around, mate.
Come on.
I've done a comp. Got fucked up. Two matches consistently. Yeah, but I lasted the whole round.
Stayed in close guard the whole time.
Subbed, mate.
Call that a win.
It like kicked off. This guy smashed a glass or a bottle over someone's head, and we were stood like next to it, me and Sophia, and to be fair, like if I saw a fight kicking off, it would make me feel a bit like, oh fucking hell, like. It's a bit like, depending on the situation, if there was a lot of people, I'd be a bit like, oh, this is a bit dicey, like we need to get out of it. Like if it's 1-on-1 and there's no other people around, I'd be a bit like, well, all right, let's just go and sort this out. But yeah, I just sort of was like, fucking hell, like stood right there and just like grabbed the guy by like this sort of scruff of his collars and just dragged him out.
Nice.
And just like chucked him out the door and was like, this guy just smashed a glass over that guy's head, like you need to do something about it. And the doorman like got him. But I was like, oh, okay, that was cool.
It works. It must have been such a boost in confidence of your abilities.
But funny enough, we had to go to like the police station and do like a lineup.
Wow.
Because we were like the main witnesses, and then we got like a letter, like don't know how long, a year later, like saying like that he'd been convicted and like. I think he had like a, what do you call it, like a postponed sentence or whatever you call it, where
Suspended?
they don't go down. They don't go down. But yeah, I was just like, oh, I don't care.
No.
But like, thanks.
Cool. Yeah, good to know.
Good to know. But yeah, it was quite a funny experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's those experiences are mad, aren't they? They can be very. The fight or flight bit can be very intense, and you kind of find out what. I'm trying to say this without sounding like a bro, but you find out what you're made of. You find out what your default response is. You know, fight, flight, fawn, whatever it might be. You know,
fawn. What's
fawn
that?
is when you like you cower.
Away.
Yeah. Which some people
Freeze.
naturally do. Yeah, like a deer in the headlights kind of situation.
Yeah.
But I think once you are, like I said, once you're used to, like it's not combat. You know what I mean? Once you're used to kind of fighting with someone, where you're resisting with someone, or doing what we do, as long as you can, get out of the way of someone trying to punch you, or like a couple of decent, blocks or something. Once you get hold of their body,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Doing a few 1-to-1s with one of the MMA guys, and just whatever he wants to work on would do.
Yeah.
And I just sort of, it's really, I really enjoy it because it gets me to look at grappling through a different lens.
What, like things like not
Like
leaving
how-
yourself open for ground and pound?
Yeah. Like how is this? We've done like side control pinning, we've done passing guard, we've done back control, and like various different things. And I'm like, in jiu-jitsu, I understand this, but like in MMA, there's different things to think about.
Yeah.
And like, how can I? Because obviously they've got a really good grappling system.
Yeah.
But I don't want to just teach them the same things that they do already. So I'm like trying to think about, what do I do? And how can we either tweak that to make it work, or why is what I'm doing already good for MMA?
Yeah.
And like, how can we just sort of put it in that context? Like all the sort of sprawl passing stuff, the pressure passing, I think would be excellent for MMA. Like, but when I was looking at like, we were in... Yeah, so a lot of MMA, like ground and pound, is happening within the guard now.
Yeah.
Like for a while now, like they'll be happily sitting full guard or happily sit in half guard, not pass it and just beat the other person up.
Yeah.
And I think like that maybe has come from MMA into Jiu-Jitsu, where people are now sitting in the guard, riding the legs, tiring your partner out with hand fighting and body weight, and then choosing to pass.
Yeah.
So obviously the goal is slightly different because like you need to score some points or get to a dominant position in Jiu-Jitsu, but in MMA, like we're using the same kind of thing, like sitting on your partner, basically tiring them out, tying up their legs and beating them up. And I think a lot of the like leg riding, the head low, head high, sprawl passing, the split squat passing, like even like the Joseph Chen style, like tripod passing, like is actually like quite useful in MMA. Because you can be really controlling their upper body, pinning them, tying up the legs, and then just digging little punches. And I think the latest Islam, was it Islam? No, it was the other guy. What's his name?
Oh, Shemaev.
Yeah, that his latest match against Duplessis, whatever his name is, like kind of showed that. Like, I need to watch it again. So sorry if I'm wrong, but from what I remember of watching the fight, a lot of his ground and pound was done whilst doing really good control of the upper body and just little digs. He's just winning the match.
He had him in crucifix a lot.
He had him in crucifix a lot, but what he didn't do was like posture up and look to finish him with heavy ground and pound. And I feel like that moment of like giving less control of the upper body and posturing up to deliver match-ending ground and pound, like it kind of has to be done if you want to finish from ground and pound. Yeah. But it also gives the other person an opportunity to slide into the legs off balance and start their escape.
It's space then, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that was it was very much watching the match. It was very much like that Khabib style of just smothering. Like literally no space to breathe.
I feel like for a grappling guy, like unless you want to win by ground and pound, if you're trying to wear your partner out and win by decision or win by submission, because you're wearing them down, then making a mistake and you're hooking into a submission. Yeah. That's the play. Yeah. You know, that's the play.
Like, there's no way out.
Yeah.
Seemingly. And Drickus is a tough guy. You know, to have taken 25 minutes of basically being in that position.
Horrible.
Each time. Horrible. Yeah, each time the takedown happened inside the first minute.
Yeah.
Each round.
So
the first one was 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Just straight in. And also you look at how he did the takedown, it kind of goes against a lot of the kind of things we're taught. Like his head's down, and there was no like penetrating step, anything like that. He just went for it.
Yeah, a lot of the MMA takedowns they set up off strikes.
Right.
They'll generally set them off of strikes.
Just to feint it.
I've had MMA fighters be like, "Oh, can we do some stand-up stuff?" And I'm like, I don't think it's going to be that useful. You're already good, because I see what the MMA guys do, and they already have really good chain wrestling and things like that. Like I can add some stuff to that, but like you're already doing it, so I'm not really going to make you better in that respect. And my game is all based off of hand fighting, whereas MMA, like there isn't a bunch of that stuff. Like maybe when you're against the cage, but again, that's a whole different thing. Like you're going to set a lot of it up with strikes. Boom, strike, you get a reaction.
And then upstairs, downstairs.
That kind of thing. Or like kick into it, that kind of thing. Yeah. It's very hard to close the distance and get into like underhooks and overhooks. Like obviously it does happen at times, usually probably as a result of like defending against like a kneel or kick or something, you end up clinching up.
You normally have to eat a few shots to get there.
Yeah, but like... And obviously there is good stuff from those positions, but a lot of it would come from like in those fights. I think he was like jabbing and like overhand sort of shots, and then getting into single legs.
Yeah, okay. But fuck, the dude's strength. Even though he's a big the middleweights, he's quite tall and you know long at the weight, but his strength seems to go way beyond his size.
Yeah, he's just been wrestling his whole life. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like that it's different, isn't it? I'll tell you, one of the kids brought in their uncle to class, and he's a good little kid. Like he's about 14, but he's like strong. I think he sort of is maybe Turkish sort of origin. Okay, so his family are from Turkey, and he loves stand up. Loves judo, wrestling, that kind of thing. So he brought his uncle in, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you got to roll with my uncle." I'm like, "Oh okay, yeah." Like I was like, "Have you ever done anything like this?" Like he's in his 50s, 55 probably, 56, and he's like, "Oh, I used to box." I was like, oh, "Okay, well, it's a little bit different to that, but like you know, it's combat. You know, just try your best." So we're doing it, and then he comes over like mid round, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you got to go with my uncle next." I'm like, "All right." So like we start standing, and just delivers the hardest collar tie of all time. And I'm like, and he's like strong AF, and I'm like, that means as fuck to the older audience. Sorry,
He's so on.
So
Do
young,
you say on fleek
so
anymore? On
trendy.
trend?
Probably not.
That's
mate.
probably
Embarrassing
that's
myself.
ironic that you say
that's
saying
it.
something that's on trend is not on trend.
Cringe.
Old guy alert.
But yeah, he was strong as fuck, and I was like, this guy ain't a boxer. Like, the collar tie nearly knocked me to the floor. Like, and I just couldn't get like close to him. Like, I think I got like an underhook, and he went to like Uchimata me, and I was just like, fucking hell. Like, I nearly went. I had to like base.
Wow.
Like, grab like a front headlock, and I'm like, this guy is
Just boxing,
strong
right?
as fuck. Like, I couldn't like think about shooting on him. Like, he was just so, his hand fighting was so good.
Yeah.
So in the end, I like pulled guard. Pull guard swept him, like off balancing with like a single leg X. Got to mount, and he like tapped him mount. And then I think later,
What? Just tap from being in mount.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he was like tired. 'Cause
Okay.
He hadn't like done any exercise for ages.
Okay.
And obviously he was a wrestler. Essentially, he wrestled his whole life.
Yeah. Okay.
And so he was just sort of like, all right, let's get restart on the feet.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
no, mate, this is it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
I've got you a mount in a while, by the fuck out you. And I think maybe I've footlocked him after that or something like that. But like, I tried to wrestle with him, but like,
No chance.
this wasn't. But the point I'm making is, I think he'd wrestled his like whole life, and that level of strength you get from just wrestling your whole life from a child, you are
Sport
just
specific strength
dense.
as well. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we've got some of those guys. I've definitely on a Monday night. You get some guys. I don't know them, but you can just feel that
They're
wrestling
probably
strength.
like fucking scaffolders or something like that.
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
similar
yeah.
sort of working
tradies.
man
You can always
strength
feel a
and-
tradie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've just got that. Even like a plumber, just a fucking life, like a working life, just screwing shit in and turning. You know, it's definitely creates a lot of hand strength.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is he start to train or no? It just came in
I
for.
think the next week he turned up and he had a beer watching the rounds. I was like,
What a
fair
lad!
enough, yeah.
Let's go again, man.
But, yeah, Moneyberg.
Yeah, going back to that, I wanted to say something about that. So it raises the question of the dilution of the belt thing, but also, like one thing I thought as well is, so you take karate as the analogy. So that the popularity of that peaked in what, the 80s?
Probably,
Would you say?
80s, early 90s.
Kind of, yeah, 80s, 90s. It kind of climbed, and then it started to wane. And I wonder whether the dilution of the kudos and the weight of the black belt went along with that. So if jiu-jitsu goes that way, is there going to be some? Because I mean, the popularity of jiu-jitsu is climbing at the moment quite a lot. Is that going to peak as well and then start to? I mean, obviously, I hope not, but it's definitely
Boxing hasn't, has it?
boxing has ebbed and flowed though.
Yeah, but it's still like decades in, isn't it? It's still like really popular. Martial art, MMA hasn't yet.
It's still very new though. It's still a new sport.
It is, but I guess what the point I'm sort of working towards is like boxing, martial arts, jiu-jitsu is really saturated with live competition. Karate in the 80s and 90s, as far as I'm aware, like there probably was quite a lot of competition because it was very popular. But like how much of that was like broadcast to the world? Very little.
That's a good point. So actually, karate was, I'm going to say it different every time, it was largely probably a self-defense thing that people went to do.
But I think still would have been like the All Valley State Championship.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
but
yeah.
because there wasn't the internet, like no one knew about the winners. No one knew really who was the best karate guy in the world. Maybe there was a world championship.
Yeah.
Sure. But again, no one fucking knew who won that. I didn't know who won that. Whereas now, like a 10-year-old boy will know like who fucking John Jones is. Like he's the fucking hardest man in the world.
And I guess MMA and jiu-jitsu, it was certainly as it was presented to the American audience in '93. It was competition from the start.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Isn't it? It's
Yeah.
legitimised
Yeah.
on people going out and proving themselves.
Yeah.
But because of the internet, everyone knows about it.
Yeah, that's very true.
And the more popular it gets, the more people who don't do it will know the names of Gordon Ryan and people like, oh yeah, he's the best grappler of all time, isn't he? Like fucking, he's a machine. Like, so I think there's a lot of factors now that will probably sort of maintain a level of legitimacy, like, because it is a legit martial art.
Yeah.
Like, and karate probably would still be around now if they had sort of like had the marketing machine that jiu-jitsu and MMA has got, which that is it. Isn't it?
Oh,
Like,
hugely.
You just need the marketing
Look at
machine
judo.
showing these are the best fucking guys in the world. You will not beat these guys. They are legit. They could beat any of you.
Yeah.
Like, in any martial art, this guy will fuck you up.
Yeah.
Like, the marketing machine does that. Yeah, judo should have that.
Judo is a great example of something that is super, super legit, and it's been around forever.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have the mainstream pull. Like, it's in the Olympics. It's you know, but it doesn't have the mainstream pull that jiu-jitsu does. We can thank things like the Rogan podcast for that, and Connor, you know, made MMA
I think
mainstream.
UFC is the main one, really. But like, there's a lot of factors for why it's. But I think, I don't think it will die because of it getting watered out. Like, you might get that. And there'll probably end up being like, you know, just a sea of like McDojos with like shitty black belts and people just like, that's not a legit gym. But then you'll also have a sea of legit gyms.
Yeah.
And that's where like those people are competing all the time. And they're using their own internal marketing to be like, look, this guy just won the British Open. This guy just went to Worlds and won.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, that's a legit place.
Yeah.
Whereas the other place is like, we've got 10 moves too deadly to teach.
Yeah,
You have
fucking
to
hell,
come
yeah.
and join up and pay for a year in one go and we'll teach you them.
Yeah.
Like,
I think, look, we're lucky that we live in an era where the UFC, it dispelled a lot of these kind of martial arts myths and these masters that know these secret death moves and all that bollocks. You know, it made everything. It was like, well, let's see what happened. I mean, you know, it's a Rogan quote, but martial arts has changed over the last 30 years and over the last like however many thousands of years, because it's just it was like, well, let's see what's legit.
Yeah.
And obviously there was a degree of marketing and fight. You know, the people are arguing that certain fighters were picked, but still, jiu-jitsu stood up as being, at the time, the most legit form.
But now, even now, like, if you look at, I saw this thing. There's this thing called low kick championships. Have you seen that?
No.
It's like power slap of kicking.
Okay.
And it's like low budget, but like, so you'll have like a karate. I watched one yesterday. It was like this woman versus a man. She was a little bit bigger than him, but still, a woman versus a man. She was a karate expert, and he was, by the looks of it, a Thai boxer.
Right.
She won.
Right.
Like, and a lot of the time, these karate guys win this low kick thing,
Right.
like against Thai boxers, against MMA guys, against whatever. Like, a lot of the time, the karate guys actually win.
It's interesting, that, isn't it?
So the internet is almost like, again, I would have said, oh, the Thai boxer's going to win every time. But like most of the ones I watch, the karate guy wins. So I'm like, oh, fucking hell, like karate's legit. Like, but the internet's helping me sort of relearn that.
Yeah.
You know, and if you look at the UFC, there is still a bit of a sort of martial art versus martial art thing. Like, you've got the Dagestani wrestlers coming in and they're going up against, you know, the sort of, you know, someone who's just a pure MMA guy, or they're going up against someone who's a bit more of a stand-up guy, and they are winning.
Yeah.
But then you've also got like competitive grappling, like events like Quintet, where there's like, you know, there have been teams that are more jiu-jitsu based versus teams that are more sambo based versus judo. There was one where there was like a sambo team, a judo team, a jiu-jitsu team.
Yeah.
Like, and the jiu-jitsu team just won. So even like into current time, there's still like popular things that you can see on the internet being shown to millions of people, really, like over years, that are proving which martial arts are the most effective.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the landscape's definitely changed. The internet's changed the landscape in terms of like what martial arts are going to kind of hang around, I think, because we know now, really, like, and we're constantly being retaught, like, these are the effective martial arts. Like, things like, have you ever seen an Aikido master win any sort of combat?
Yeah. Kung Fu, you know.
Yeah,
there's
Kung Fu, Wing Chun, like,
yeah.
It just never gets used in, like, the UFC. It never gets used in, like,
Taekwondo, all these kind of things. You might see little bits of it.
Taekwondo, you see a bit in like the UFC. Occasionally, you see someone like bouncing around like that. What's his name?
Stephen Thompson. He's point karate, but but it's the same kind of thing. He's using that sideways stance. He's in and he's out, sort of thing, and it's very cool to watch. But it seems to be wrestling, jiu-jitsu, Thai boxing. They're just floating to the top. You know.
Yeah.
You know, good boxing. You know, again, it's there's people on the inside having good hand skills and fast boxing is always handy.
Yeah. Do you see that Jake Paul guy is going to be fighting someone good?
Tank.
Chavez.
I was going to say Tank Abbott. That'd be funny.
Tank Chavez, is that?
Something like that. Yeah.
Hugo Chavez or something like that. I think he's a legit boxer.
Yeah, but Jake's noticeably bigger than him.
Right. But that shouldn't matter. I don't think. I don't know anything about boxing, so I'm going to preface this with that. But as far as I'm aware, Jake Paul is a good boxer, but he's not an elite level boxer. And as far as I'm aware, if you take an elite level boxer, not at any weight class, but like if they're a similar-ish weight class, they should light up a good boxer. Yeah,
but I guess there's always a puncher's chance.
There is always a puncher's chance.
And if you've got that extra weight, I don't know. I mean, he was going to fight AJ, wasn't he?
AJ Agazan?
No, Anthony Joshua.
Oh, that's my car. I've got to take this.
Take it.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay, cool. I had to do this during the Endured thing where Henry disappeared, and I suddenly had to be like, oh God, I've got to commentate on something on my own for the first time ever. It was an interesting moment. Henry and I have both had car issues of late.
What's the damage?
It's been an expensive journey.
Okay. Okay. How much did it cost just to do the back ones?
He's having rocket launchers attached. That's all it is.
I reckon we'll do that for now, and then I'll bring them in like soon and get the front ones done as well.
Okay, no worries. I'll get to do the rear for you. Okay.
When will that be done by?
It should be done in about, I'd say probably about an hour.
Oh, amazing! Yeah, that's great. That's great. Lovely. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye.
Gun turrets.
Yeah. The main machine gun on the back of the van was misfiring. We kept hitting like friendlies.
You've been using it too much.
Yeah. Probably 10 people dead now, so it's time to get it changed.
Nice round number. Nice.
Can't remember what we're
fucking
talking about.
cars though, man.
Fucking vans, yeah.
Yeah,
cars.
we've had it's been a year for that, hasn't it?
Yeah. It's probably a good place to finish, really.
Yeah, I guess we were just about to go into boxing then, which is for us dodgy territory.
It is. I've just no idea about boxing. I just know it's really boring, and they hug each other, and they've got big pads, and they all think they're fucking hard, but
There's so much fucking money in boxing.
I don't understand how there is so much money in boxing.
Because it's been around for so long.
I don't get it though, but no one watches it. Who is shit? I know no one. I mean, obviously people do watch it. Like that's why there's so much money. But like, it's weird, isn't it?
It's just because it's like football. It's been around for a long time. There's generations of people that are into it. My boy's into it. He does whatever. I think that's what it is.
I think in other countries as well, it's really popular.
Like Mexico,
Cuba.
Like,
like out in Asia, like people are like it's mad.
Yeah. It's not jiu-jitsu, is it?
It's not, and you just think, mate, like. Your punches aren't going to work when you're lying on the floor. But I guess I did think about this the other day. If someone's a really good boxer and they've got really good movement and they're fast, I'm not saying it's 100% I'm going to take them down. Because you got to take them down.
There's a Ukrainian boxer called Lomachenko. You heard of him?
I've heard the name.
Really, in his prime, fucking unbelievable movement. Because he was taught a Ukrainian dancing when he was younger.
Right.
So his footwork's insane. It was when he was in his prime. Yeah, someone like that in their prime. I wonder whether you'd have a trouble trying to get hold of their legs.
Yeah. It might actually be better to pull guard.
Yeah.
Just thinking, because you have to try and take them down, which to some degree you're coming in head first to some degree to get body control, single, double leg, underhook, overhook. You're risking taking both blows. And as far as I can see, one good punch is going to be pretty painful. I don't want to deal with that.
No. At that level.
Yeah, that level. You know what I mean? If you've got no experience in boxing, all you do is grappling, and you're coming in, you're like, I'm going to fuck you up. You take one punch, you're like, oh my God.
Or it would just be, shoot, he's out.
I think you would be better off pulling guard.
Keep your legs in between.
Scooting in, because it's hard to like. If you're a boxer, you're not used to punching down on
No,
someone, are
that's
you?
right, yeah.
And you've got your legs in between them, or like some off balancing. You grab a leg, you knock them over.
Anything
suddenly
leg
it's
related.
over.
Yeah, anything leg related. If you can get your legs in between them as quick as possible and get hold of their legs, they're going to be like, I've got no answer for that.
Yeah.
You know?
Poor God.
Yeah.
You're a boxer, mate.
I know, right? and the thing is, you'd win. And it's just such a odd...
Such bullshit.
Yeah, look, it's like, what's that new... Oh, that it was a joke meme of, like, this is what Jiu-Jitsu is going to become. And it's those guys that are just, like, both of them going to try and sit down.
Sitting down and standing up. I literally saw that at
yeah.
training the other day.
Yeah.
So
God.
weird.
I think that's how, like, boxing fans see Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah,
what
but the thing
this?
is, it's better than what
Yeah,
you're
I know,
doing.
right? That's just so silly.
You got
Try
Mikey
it.
Mizumechi, like, coming in all like,
Come on, I'm gonna
With
hit you.
his glasses still on.
and like, as if you're like a big tough guy, like that must just destroy your soul. That you're like, what you're doing is more effective than what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm throwing punches like a Neanderthal. I'm such a man. Oh, you're unconscious though.
So he's on my back. I can't get my
God,
Oh,
mad.
too funny.
Would be that'd be good to watch.
Yeah.
Just Mikey fuck up a
Like a real like macho like
Yeah.
Russian guy or something.
yeah, like a Shannon Briggs type boxer who's just like big, outspoken, big dude, manly dude. Oh man,
Hilarious.
good place to end.
Yes. Thanks to our sponsors, Raine
Yes, we haven't
Fightwear, Grapplers Soap, keeping us clean, and Healf, keeping us
Healthy.
healthy.
Still loving the wipes though, man.
Yeah.
They are.
Oh man, they're my fave.
They are so good.
And the Endured Invitational.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully, we're going to be back. We've been speaking to them.
Yeah.
Don't know if I can release any info about that, so I'm not going to.
Let's not,
But it's going to be an exciting end to the year.
Yeah, man.
Stuff coming up.
Yeah.
We've got ideas for some big stuff.
Yeah, we can't talk about that yet, but there's definitely a
Yeah,
few things in the
it's gonna be
pipeline,
good.
isn't
It's going to be good. So keep your eyes on us.
there? Defo.
All right, guys, let's bow there and then we'll call it a day.